Okay, so let's just do this first one. And again, this should be review because we kind of just did a very similar one. So we're receiving a note in settlement for an overdue account receivable. Okay, so it's going to be $7,000, and we're basically removing an account receivable and replacing it with the note receivable. So now it's asking us to accrue the interest. Okay, so I have the dates here. Again, I will use my Excel to just figure out how many days have elapsed, 25 days. And I can just basically do 7,000, which is the principal, times the interest rate, which is 12%, times the days divided by 365 to get $57.53. So 57.53 is the amount. Okay, and again, I'm going to have interest receivable and interest revenue. This is an adjusting entry, so it's going to be dated at the end of the year. Okay, and then collecting the maturity value. Okay, so this is again going to be on March 6th. Is that exactly 90 days? Let's see. You can also add numbers. Okay, so if you do the starting date plus 90, we can see yes, on the 90th day, 3/6. That's correct. So it's 90 days later. So 3/6/2026. So we're into the next year. So again, I would start with the cash that we're collecting. So we're going to collect $7,000 of principal plus 7,000 times 0.12 times 90 divided by 365. So in one calculation, I'm adding principal plus interest. Is everyone good with this? Everyone see what I'm doing here? Yes? Okay, so this is the total amount of cash that I'm going to collect. Notes receivable is going to get reduced by 7,000. This note receivable is now going away. So this and this are offset. This interest receivable is also going away. Okay, and then, the easiest way is just to say this minus this minus this. Okay, this is our interest revenue for 2026. Okay, and just to make sure, if I did, so it's 25 days. If I do 90 minus 25, that's the number of days in 2026 times 0.12 times 7,000. I should get the same number. Oops. Divided by 365. So yeah, it's rounded. Okay, so everyone should be good with that. So take a couple of minutes, try to figure out these last couple journal entries, and maybe I can do them in the last minute of class. Okay, so on October 2nd, you're going to record this. You're very hopeful this person's going to pay you $2,400. So you have a note receivable, and it was for some sale that you made. So you're making a sale. It's like a car loan, right? When you buy a car, it's not an account receivable. It's a note receivable because the car loan is like 5 years long or whatever, right? So this is a similar thing. So you have your revenue of 2,400 in this note receivable. But a couple months later, things go bad. Okay, this person's not going to pay you. And to 2026, and then we're writing it off on 12/1/2026. That's 60 days. Okay, it was a 60-day note. So the amount of interest that would have been paid that's going unpaid is 2,400 times 11% times 60 divided by 365. So $43.40. So we're going to have on December 1st, we're going to be, remember, putting this into accounts receivable for this person, Basque. And we're going to be getting rid of the note receivable. And we're going to be recording this interest revenue. Okay, so we just calculated the interest revenue, which was this $43.40. The note receivable is $2,400. And this account receivable we now have is the sum of the two. Okay, so that's just the first step. Now we're going to write this account receivable off. Okay, because it's uncollectible. So we're going to use allowance for bad debt. And we're going to write off this entire amount. Okay, so now we've kind of removed it from accounts receivable. We've also removed it from, we removed it from notes receivable, and we removed it from accounts receivable because it's like uncollectible, and we've indirectly through this allowance for bad debt taken an expense for it.